What's up everyone, I'm VCI Gaming and welcome to another episode of Oxygen Not Included builds for the agricultural update. So guys, I feel like I've accomplished something really cool here. Let me turn it on. Now we all know in this game that there are two sources of gas that have potential power, and that's hydrogen and natural gas. And you have the natural gas geyser and the electrolyzer to produce both. Now the problem with the electrolyzer is that it never runs at full capacity because it's a pain in the butt and it's just how it is. So in turn, you can never get the hydrogen generator to run at 100% capacity, so it's never really worth it. And one of the main byproducts is oxygen, which is a problem with overpressurization. So what I've done here is I said, let's try and put the two together. So I've added an electrolyzer into a closed system with a natural gas geyser. Now this has multiple reasons, one being that the natural gas will always provide enough power for the system and enough power for all these pumps in the first place. And the second thing is that actually it makes the electrolyzer work perfectly, I would say about 99% of the time. So basically, let me show you the system. It basically has the 4 pumps that go to 8 filters. The first 4 filters, 1 for each pump. Now the reason I chose 1 for each pump and decided to spend the electrical power is because if I try to hook up the outputs of these pumps, what ends up happening is they bottleneck and then these don't work as much as they are now. So basically the first filter filters out oxygen. Now this is also important because oxygen in this closed system at 888 grams a second is the most prevalent in this system. It'll definitely be the dominant gas, so it has to be filtered out first to prevent bottlenecks as well. Now I have these oxygen, when the oxygen gets filtered out, I have them go into a void, and this is only for simplicity's sake. If I had a base, I would pump it to different parts of the base and my duplicants can live off of it, but this is deep unless, so it's going to avoid because I don't want to deal with it. Now the second filter comes out right here, and what it filters out is natural gas. Now this natural gas, basically the lines connect and go into 3 natural gas generators. Now I know that the natural gas geyser cannot provide for 3. It actually provides for like 2.3333333333337 roughly, but I needed to put a third one in because if I didn't, what ends up happening over a bunch of cycles is the natural gas backs up, and like I said, it'll cause all these bottleneck problems, and then none of this actually works. With the natural gas being filtered out, the last thing in this system, since it is closed, is hydrogen. Now the hydrogen basically comes through this pipe and goes into the hydrogen generator. Now what's really cool is that this hydrogen generator runs at 100% capacity all the time. Now I kind of stumbled upon this by accident, I must say. The idea was there, but I didn't know it would actually work like this. The electrolyzer is working at 100% capacity, I would say 99% of the time. It does every once in a while click off, but I think it's a problem with the oxygen output, but that will be fixed. So yeah, this is really cool because I've never been able to do this. Everybody knows that this electrolyzer thing should be very scalable and produce a lot of power, but it never does because of the oxygen. So yeah, this is the system here. I will be trying to scale this internal system, this enclosed system around the geyser very shortly because I really think there's a lot of potential for oxygen creation and power at the same time. As far as natural gas, this is, if you've watched any of my previous videos, I've built gigantic fertilizer maker, natural gas power generators and stuff like that, so I can always add power to the system. I could add a bunch of more things as far as power is concerned, and it will be necessary because although this system is self-contained and it creates the oxygen and a little bit of power as a net, it does take a lot of power to do. So I think adding fertilizer makers and just a natural gas power plant would definitely be beneficial to this system. But yeah, here it is guys. The hydrogen generator literally getting the entire 112 gallons a second that the electrolyzer is supposed to produce. Now I've never actually seen this done. Now I'm not saying I invented it or that it hasn't been done, I'm just saying I've never seen it done and until now, and this works 100% of the time. It's been running for about 16 cycles, say. Yeah, so here it is. Pretty cool. I also have the CO2 go into a vacuum just because I don't want to deal with it. You can scrub it at the price of, like, you know, the power consumption. But yeah, here it is. This pretty much works. Awesome. Oh, I tried running 2 hydrogen generators just because, why not, right? And what ends up happening is You would think it runs each of them 50% of the time. It's actually seen more about 45% for each, which is less than half of 100% that this is running at currently and forever. So I decided that one is just better. Yeah, so there it is, guys. The electrolyzer working at 100% capacity for about 99% of the time. And I'll just keep my mouse over this for a second so you guys can kind of see that it's using water at 1,000 gallons a second, or grams a second, and it's emitting the 888 and 112 oxygen and hydrogen respectively. Awesome. So thanks for watching the video, guys. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I will see you in the next video. Peace.